I'm going to talk about enlightenment. Okay, we are in enlightenment times right now, actually fast tracking there, I guess, getting there, and this is very much current events. Okay, enlightenment is a huge word. We are growing up from a narrow experience, really. So just wanted to say a few things, bring few perspectives, and this is only the beginning, because I have many things to share, and I'm just gonna come out with many different things. One thing about me, I am, so you know where I'm coming from, I'm an experiencer. That's pretty much the one thing. It means that everything that I am talking about, I'm talking from my own experience and my own, living it. Okay, so let's start. So, there's a lot of talk about enlightenment, and there is a lot of confusion about it also. I don't know if you know, but awakened is a word that is taken from Buddhism. When Siddhartha, the first Buddha, arrived to his awareness of light, okay, it was as if he was awakened from a dream into reality. So this is where, this is how it was described, and this is where this word is taken from. So spiritual awakening, okay, and this is what is happening right now. We are open to the universe. We are having a whole new reality in front of us, and there's a lot to it, to what it means, and to how it feels too. So we just started a whole new cycle, and in the coming years, everyone will have to adjust themselves in one way or another to the new normal. And this is the true new normal that we're living in, not what you hear in the news. Yes. So right now we are divided globally. It is what it is. There is a reason for this division, and for me it's very clear, because I've seen it before. There's always division when we have the opportunity to align and to become one. Not everybody is aligning, but also there's many layers to it. Okay, I've been going against, okay, the stream of many outlooks who are calling this time the split, not because they are wrong, but because the one, okay, it's not about splitting. It's about becoming, including, and becoming one. Okay, so if you're truly awake, then you know that this is where the grays, supposedly aliens, started becoming grays. Okay, at least in the past. Okay, it's like same time, different space. Okay, that's this is where, and it's a whole story by itself. Okay, but in short, this is when we have a civilization with technology, and some of us are too consumed by it and too disconnected from the source, and they slowly forget and further disconnect. Okay, and as they disconnect, they want to take situations to their own hands, wanting to control the results. Okay, so I have seen the same war. It's the same war, just repeating again and again in different different space, same time, different space, same time. Okay, call it different universe, but it's not different universe. This is not only people, of course, but it's always control. So many people, okay, had many past lives to arrive at this one where you can unify, understand yourself, and become aware, okay, and take on your true self, which is for many, many, many different times that you have been lived before, picking all of it together, because there's a meeting of many, many different beings, okay, then you can actually align yourself with all of it and take it. Really get out of that box and get out of the loop, so to speak, and find your true nature of our. There is. We're living in a lie. The true nature of the universe is completely different from what is trying to impose itself right now on us and been imposing for many, many years. Okay, many people didn't wake up. Okay, I mean, look at us. Now, what does it mean to wake up? Many things on many levels, and I'm going to say this sentence a lot. I always say it. It is true. It's many things on many levels, always. Okay, so everything in the physical world, okay, is alive and vibrational, much more than your eyes can see. Okay, it is also responding to you. Okay, wherever your attention is responding to you. You're doing the same thing here on this planet as you will be doing anywhere else in the universe. Okay, so up until now things were hidden because we were in a smaller time space, like kind of like closed in, as I said, and this game has changed. So this is an individual life, okay, interconnected to the energies that you are, okay, and this is, people are talking about oneness. This is the only oneness that is available right now, okay, and it's a lot, So you're only connected to the energies that you are. Remember that energies are fluid, okay, the universe is a perfect equation of balance, okay, so it's like, and yeah, so all in all, love is the engine, love is the rule, love is the king. It is a being. Without that component, you will never see it. It's like for you, you'll be in a totally different reality. Yeah. And everything that is not you, reality this or that or whatever, okay, is you on a higher level, higher perspective. So those things that I just said and mentioned, those things needs to be realized from the inside. You know, it needs to come alive inside you. So to have an awakening, to have that be. So, you know, I was lucky in my lifetime to meet 4 masters, okay, and I was fortunate because it was after my awakening and not before. I was still learning. We're always learning. There's always something new to, you know, to grow to. But those masters totally made me realize that I'm just a baby. Okay, so just them being themselves. Okay, they knew who I am. They talked to me telepathically, and the energy that I received from them was like nothing to describe. Okay, one of them ripped a hole in mid-air, okay, poked his head and talked to me. He said something to me. He said it in Hebrew and in Thailand. Hebrew is my mother's tongue. So, and we're all going to become like them, okay? These guys are from different cycles, and they're very, very old. Different time. These are the people that opened the door for us. Okay, these are the people that set for years to understand and to kind of like connect themselves to those energies. And so now it's much faster also. Now it really depends where you are as a soul, where you are in your evolution, to even get to the question of awareness. So I'll give you an example. If I was a Baba in one of my lifetimes in India, okay, and I arrived to a certain understanding, a certain awakening, then when I am back to planet Earth, if I'm coming back to planet Earth for another incarnation, I'm coming with those codes and understandings and memories, okay, that I already accumulated inside me like a code, okay? And my starting point of awakening is going to be completely different, in a completely different place than a person that, I don't know, was bartering slaves at the same time that I searched for meaning. So this is one of the reasons, and it's really, really simple reason, but this is one of the reasons that you have people that are not awake, people that are awake, and people that are even much more awake on the planet at the same time. So awakening has also layers, okay, and you can get stuck, okay, in your own belief system, okay, because it works. And you can get stuck in a story you made up thousands of years ago, and built on top of that story. So you made it up and you're going to build on top of it, and it's still not going to be full enlightenment, because you are stuck in a story and stuck in a belief system, okay? And it will show you the way all the time, because you have that thought that is still with you. So the Bible, for example, okay? Seriously, when do you think the book of Revelation is going to end? If you're playing this game, then you're still in that loop of time, right? You're still stuck in that story. Who cares about something from 2,000 years ago when we are in a new cycle? Think about it. It's like it's something that we need to snap out of and move on from, and not because this narrative, if too many people are projecting it, of course it's going to come to reality. Who needs reality like that? It's stupid, you know? If you think that God is not evolving, then you don't understand the concept of God. Okay? When a human being is missing the connectivity to a greater perspective, then what is left is just building up on top of stories. Okay, personal and global, it doesn't matter. Now, I'm not saying erase history, I'm not. We do learn from our mistakes, you know, but it's like you're stuck in a narrow perspective. Okay, we rely on experience and build from it. Okay, and this is ego. This is just pure ego, and we don't let things change, and we hold it stagnant. Okay, so because in every experience, if we look at a new experience can give you something new if you're not stuck in the conclusions of similar experience that you had in the past. Okay, so you need to snap out of learning from experience in order to have a totally different outlook. It's like you have to have a different outlook in order to have a different outcome, pretty much. So now we have, you know, layers, stories and stories, but it's just stories. This is what our history looks like, and it's and who knows who made this history also. Some things, if we weren't here, we don't know who wrote it. It's that simple. It's like if you fold everything to now, then you create it now. This is it. This is all you got. It's now. So, yeah, we need to get out of this narrative and move on. One of the laws of the universe is that you make it up as you go. It depends on your capacity to observe and learn the truth of that observation. Okay, so what you believe, of course, becomes stronger always. It's because it works for you. Of course, it will become stronger, and all you need is a belief. Okay, so I'll give you an example, and it's really funny example that I thought about. It's like, okay, so if you're in a prayer, okay, and in your mind you have a God, and this God, let's call it Johnny. Okay, so you are praying to Johnny, and guess what? Your prayer has been answered. Well, you just enforced your belief that Johnny is a God. That's all that happened here, okay? Because you know, because you might have manifested something, okay, and that was in the right time, in the right energy. Your intention was. Your intensity of intention was right there, and you manifested it. But you don't know that because you were praying to Johnny, okay? And Johnny gave it to you. But really, the energies were in support. That's so yeah. All you need is a belief, and then when you believe it, then you constantly enforcing the same thing. Truth has many levels of understanding. It's not that there is many truths. This is the illusion. It is that you live in your own truth and constantly enforcing it. So if it's true or not, well, pop up that illusion and look outside to see, and you know. So it's this is really important because you need to be able to observe yourself and your own beliefs in order to grow and pop out the bubbles, you know, of illusions. Plop, not true. Plop, not true. Let's try it this way, see what happens. Yeah, you need to kind of like also step out of yourself for real, true, critical thinking before anything, and direct that critical thinking at your own belief systems and at yourself, not others. Because what do you care if they live in their truth? It's fine. Who cares who lives where? As long it's important in order for you to grow, you need to realize, excuse me, where you are coming from. So, because also many of the thoughts, many of your thoughts, supposedly, are actually not yours. That's yeah. So let me stop for a second. I say you. It's just a manner of speech. It's not about you or me, or it's just easier for me to express myself. So I will talk about how this is working and how it's not your thoughts in many cases, and how also memories are created. I touched it a little bit, but I'll talk about it extensively in a different video. Now, how much are you entangled with yourself? How much are you attached to yourself? So, I mean, we're only like taking a body, we're an avatar. It's like this is the point of attention right now. We're here. It's kind of like amazing. And I'm Eden, and I have a different name on the other side. Okay, I have not finished and I have many names and many lifetimes and gazillion stories. So why would I be so attached? If all I'm doing is learning and collecting myself and exploring and living life, amazing life on planet Earth. Another thing, it's fear. Okay, whatever you fear is beyond you. It's bigger than you, because it's a barrier, okay, between you and your freedom, and it's usually coming in a form of either denial. No, I'm not this. Okay, or misunderstanding. That's yeah, and the feeling is shrinking. Okay, yeah, and it's always hiding, always. So I'm sure fear is correlating to your base, where you're coming from, meaning how you form your beliefs from that place, usually in your own universe. But that's so how much can you grow, and how much closer can you arrive to the greater knowing while alive in the physical plane? I'll talk about fear later, but this is what we're doing when we're getting enlightenment. How much can you grow? How much can you get into that? Yeah. So now, what is the greater knowing? It really doesn't matter what I'm going to say, because if it's not realized, if you're not getting it from the inside and feeling it, then it doesn't matter. It's just a word, okay? But in a nutshell, you're creating your own code. You invent yourself from the beginning of time. From the time of the Big Bang, at least one of them, because we had many, okay? But you constantly find and invent. And because when you break down the energy, okay, you peel everything and you get to the essence, what do you think you're gonna find? There's nothing. There's nothing to rely on. Absolutely nothing. So when you find something like that, when you find that there's nothing, you either retreat, you cling on things, you just go to the comfort zone before, so that's the belief, okay, or you let go. When you do let go, you find out that responsibility is a hardcore truth. That's huge. That's a big one. Responsibility. So, there's nothing. This is, it's not that there's nothing. We created the construct and we jumped into it. But the construct is ours to change. if we can do it together. I'll talk about beings and timelines and stuff like that to explain how we can actually transform everything. Okay, but another time. But energy itself is a part of the split. Okay. The division between energy and consciousness, matter and antimatter, okay? In order to create, so there are many more splits, but it's complicated. So the only thing that is still keeping the story together, the illusion, okay, together, at least one illusion, is you. Okay, we keep it together. We are projecting it with our minds, with our understandings. We're holding the state of the planet, and we're projecting it. And this is what it is right now. So now everything is going to change. It doesn't matter. It's going to change in 2-3 generations, maybe 200 years, and it's gonna just wash away. Now, in every lifetime, you have a certain place you need to arrive at. Okay, I call it like the Tibetans, the original flame. Okay, your soul. And you are accumulating fire to get to that original flame. You are doing it through deeds and through experience. You walk the talk, and it is actually your body, your physical body, that is accumulating that energy, because now we're working on the physical. So in this lifetime, this period we are living in today, we're doing it globally, and this is why it's so, from one hand, beautiful, and from another, very messy, because many people arrived at that certain place of completion. Okay, that platform, a new awareness. Not only that, but many souls arrived already awake. Okay, and some of them are fully baked, some of them are half baked. To support this massive transition that humanity is going through. I was half baked. Also for Earth. Earth is also going through, because what happened in Atlantis, we tanked, we sank, we became heavier. And Atlantis is parallel to the time now. So because it's a different cycle, 26,000 years ago, exactly the same time, we tanked it from the same reasons that I said in the beginning. And now we're coming out of that heaviness. So, and you know, it was the heaviest. The last 26,000 years was the heaviest for planet Earth. It goes hand in hand with the Earth, okay, our consciousness. So, yeah, and I'll talk about those timelines and everything to kind of like explain in clarity, okay, what does it mean? You know, people, I hear people say, oh, timeline, blah, blah, blah. I am not from out there. I'm from very, very in deep, okay? And for me, it's like the space is very, very clear. So I'm going to talk about those things, but you know, for right now, for perspective about time, okay? Think about 350,000 years cycle of time, okay? How long Earth exists? 3 billion years, more or less, I think. Think about how many cycles of experiments we went through as cosmic beings before this one, before the 350,000 years, and the 26, you know. So a little bit of perspective just for Earth, okay? Yeah, and this is only think about it. This cosmos, 11 billion years. So only this one blow, this one big bang, okay? So yeah, perspective is important, especially when you have memories from other civilizations, other lifetimes, different, you know. So keeping perspective gets you really, you know, aware. So yes, humanity is going through changes, and so is Earth, okay? And we are going back to the time before the fall. That's and it's just before the fall. Just this 26,000 years. This is all we're. Yeah. Clearing the water, sort of speak. So today, smaller triggers, small, tiny little triggers can get you into awakening. You don't need much. And people are different, and people have different access points, and you know, different triggers for awakening. You don't have to do much, because the new timeline, the new time space is here. So I'll explain that also, but all I'm saying is, you know, you don't have to do much. You really don't. You just need to really want it and start asking the right questions. So, and the heart is the door. It's the beginning. Okay, compassion is pretty much everything. From here, it's like you get to that place of compassion. You get to that place of heart opening and crazy, crazy opening. The sky is not the limit. You can just continue growing and growing and growing anywhere you want, and understand and explore so many different places, okay? But yeah, but again, as I said, it's a matter of accumulating that fire, and fire is in the heart, okay? You accumulate that momentum and that energy, and it gets you into a new level, a new platform. It's really like space traveling. Through your experience, but you know, you're here, and you accumulate. It's emotion. It's a lot of fire. It's a lot of passion, and it's a lot of energy, and but it's not a long time. Not necessarily have to be a long time. So it's like you wiggle a little bit, and then you find yourself in a whole new experience, whole new life experience, platform. So exactly like spaceship. What do you think your body is? Up until now, we're small ones, but still we are it, you know. Now, up until now, we were very slow. Okay, you would accumulate fire, and by the time you'll arrive to that place, you would have to die because a whole lifetime has passed. So, and you will have to come back with the new understandings. But this time around, you can move from one to the next, from one understanding to the next, from one experience to the next, from one level to the next. Very, very quickly. You can, or not. It doesn't matter if it takes a few years or if it takes a few days, you know, but it's like you accumulate that certain fire, you accumulate that thing, and then you're in a new experience. And then in that new experience, again, all the way to the finish line, as many as you want. What's in the finish line? It's an abstract, you know, it's like, it's really an abstract. I see many people stuck in that shapes. Fine, great, wonderful, yeah. Consciousness is not a shape. But there's always more to experience. Okay? There is always continuum. There's always adventure. There's always more to grow. Always. So, and you will never have enough time, I think, to experience, especially not here, not from here, to experience everything you want to experience, because it's really, really good, and you never run out of curiosity when you're in the energy. And we're very small. Okay, we have very limited time here. You know, so how do you remember it? How do you get to that awakening and fast forward, enlightenment? You work on yourself. You work on yourself. You know, you go to work for money. Seriously, you go to work for money. You won't work on your treasure. It's not so. But I already mentioned two things. Okay, you're raising your frequency. You are understanding. You're constantly in like working on your perspectives and understandings. Okay, and you work on your values and psyche. That's if you combine all of it together. And yeah, and raising frequency is the physical, mostly. Yeah, we are in a time of the physical. So, just going to so touch a few points. Okay, say I probably talk about it extensively, but in short, raising frequency has many levels. How far do you want to go? You know, but again, there are stages. Okay, so you connect to your body. I'm gonna say the same things. You're gonna connect to your body. You're gonna connect to your heart and your feelings. Connect to your thoughts. Connect to your will. Okay. What do you want and why? Meditation to open and become more sensitive to subtle energies. Meditation is a big deal. It's a big one, and there's a lot of confusion there. It's much more simpler than what people are, anticipating to make of it, because I think that's just another thing that became industry. Okay, yeah, and you start observing. Okay, check yourself out and don't take for granted anything you hear out there. Okay, anything. Before you know it for yourself, before you have that kind of like, maybe see it, maybe hear the frequency, maybe it's like before you know it for yourself. Cross references, if you know. Now for the body, food and fasting and some kind of a physical practice. And when I say, okay, so this is really simple live right stuff, okay, but some people are just, when I say physical practice, they go running and they can run all their lives and nothing will happen. But if you are just moving your hand or moving your leg and stretching, okay, and pay attention to that leg and that hand, okay, then you really awaken your body. Okay, there is a connection between the attention and that place that you pay attention to. Okay, so it's kind of like coming to life. It's like, ooh, somebody is noticing me. So this is something you need. This is what I'm talking about, raising the frequency of the body. Yeah, personally, in the beginning, I did yoga on my own by myself with nobody, and I did. Today I'm just doing Tai Chi, and I fasted for a long time. It just cleared my body right to the beginning of it. It just cleared it all out, all my DNA problems, blah blah blah, everything. Just so don't try it at home, okay? And today there are many things that you can find. There's many options out there to cleanse your body. Just make sure it's safe. Okay. Now, with some observation, you can hear the frequencies, and all you need is to pay attention. Attention is a big one because it is in the moment. Okay, it is that 0 point. It is. It means it's that total freedom. Okay. It's a point of attention. It's super potent, and it's conductive. It's very powerful because it's like all your big stuff from the other side is like right here. So that's what I mean. And you travel with your consciousness. That's all it is. So attention is huge. It goes along with understanding. It really depends where you are. I mean, you can be stupid and idiot. That's fine. You can be awake, stupid and idiot. It happens all the time. I see it. And many people enforcing it. Oh, wisdom is stupid and idiot. You don't have to be stupid and idiot. Okay? Seriously. You can be wisdom just because you don't know how to explain it. Doesn't mean it doesn't have an explanation. Okay, it's really funny how people are relying again on the past to bring it here because they don't know how to explain it, because that wisdom is idiotic. You know, it should be like a kid, it belongs to the past, because in the past those were the energies. Okay, you don't have to. It's like we are magical creatures. We are not magical creatures. We have technology of light. Everything is explainable. We know to use it, how to use it. Okay, and we are going to use it, and we already started. Many people are doing amazing stuff. All I'm saying is there is something for kids that they want the magic. Oh, it's a miracle. It's not a miracle. There's an explanation for everything. Okay, everything. That's what I'm saying. So, yeah. And if I'll go, to a different way of understanding, okay, you can look at the tree of life, okay, and it can signify your family and your roots and your, your growth, your connection to everything, and it's very, very, very tree of lifey, okay. If someone is not fluid and is not paying attention and listening, the minute he or she, and the tree of life means something to them, okay, so the minute he or she are seeing the tree of life, oh, it's the fruit, well, maybe it's the trunk. Did you hear it? You know, when you raise your speed, when you raise, okay, your frequency, your heart frequency, your all frequency, okay, you can hear it. And sometimes when you see the tree of life, it means nothing. It was there for another person, you know, or just for itself, okay? And you happen to be there, you know, but because you're looking for it, well, it's there, right? All I'm saying, it's vibrational, not on the surface, and not looking for it if you know quantum fields. Yeah. Now, working with values, working with your psyche, being in a place of awareness is the ability to fuse your ego. I call it big Eden, small Eden. And in order to fuse it, I step back, I don't push, and I just move with it, okay? The part that needs healing in us is the personality, which is the ego. It is like a protective mechanism of the individual spirit, okay? So this is the ego, okay? This is where all our fears becomes like firewalls. Personality, it's a good one. Yeah, and it shapes our behavior. Now, I'm not saying this is all. Ego is only fear. I'm not saying that. And Personality is beautiful. This is what makes us individuals, okay, and different. But the majority of what's going on right now is that, we are acting from fear. It's shaping the behavior. After a while, they become second nature, entities of their own merit. This is actually not funny. We built a whole society around it. That's what we did. Yeah. Now I'll talk about fear and another time, because there's a lot to it. But ego, it needs to be understood, okay, healed, and under control all the time. So, if you work with yourself on all levels and resolve and integrate, okay, whatever issues you have to integrate, you move on and you grow, and you have more space, okay, and you're getting out into a larger space-time, which is if you don't do this work, which some people don't, you stay in a reactive mode, and you're just attached. You are attached to energies that haven't healed, okay, yet. And our reaction and the way we think many times comes from that place of like justification. Just because you're attached to lower energies, you are entangled with them. And when you're entangled with something, then you're already biased, right? And that's the truth about everything. These are the agendas that you see today. It's like I see it all the time. So I know we have individual life. Individual life is beautiful. It's it's okay. This is not personal. We have personal experiences and personal relationships, and everything is very, very personal. And yet, we're talking about awakening and enlightenment. So, if you really want to work and you wanna grow, okay, and you want to become. Some people don't want to become it. I don't want to. I've been there. If you want to become the rainmaker, okay, then you need to snap out of the drama. He said, she said, and I know better. Okay, so who cares? This is the diversion also that is going on right now in the world. So yes, if you can control your reactions, okay, some people say you need to respond, and I say potato, potato. I mean, if you stop and think about what you want to say, okay, and find a better way of saying it, I will say it nicely. You're still reacting. This is bullshit, okay? You just because you found a nicer way to say it doesn't mean it is not poison if it is only an opinion, okay? Cha-ching, okay? If it is an opinion, you're attached to it. That's it. The only time when it's not an opinion, there is power the vibration is, it's clearer, it's stronger, it's truth. The truth. How do you think we were hypnotized? Okay. So what really needs to happen, okay, is become naturally clear of bias, of opinion. Just be objective. Objectivity has much more power than opinions that are coated in beautiful words. Anyone that is just a little bit aware can hear it, and it's like, yeah. If you can stop yourself and see where you're coming from, you know, it's very difficult. If you're in a state of ego, it's very difficult to step out of it. It is. What are your motives? What triggers you? You know, what makes you so right? And believe me, there are many levels to it. It's like endless. Get out of the trap of the good and bad, you know. And you practice until you don't need to practice anymore. The idea is to be natural, you know, and you know, the ability to see large as you can. At the same time, you go small, as small as you can, because it's not about you. It's a paradox, but it's the truth. You know, anything you do, practice for about a month, okay, changes your frequency, for good or bad. And you know, and you can try any. It doesn't matter, you know. I don't think it matters. When you know what you're doing and when you're aware of what you're doing, you can do anything you want. I tried both. Changed to both sides. Why? I'm checking myself out. I want to check my boundaries. What else? When you're awake and you manage yourself in balance, okay, then everything else becomes natural. Okay, right or wrong, yes or no, becomes a matter of frequency, not an opinion. That's my point. Talking a lot for that. So the whole ego thing drops. Things just flow according to the intelligence of life, not what you think is intelligent. And when you hit home, you know. You also know that you don't know, okay? And it's okay. I mean, enlightenment doesn't mean that you become God. I know there is a trend now, goddesses and stuff. Only the one that is collectively the source, and there are many sources, okay? That's a different subject. The true creator. So there's one true creator. Okay. Knows everything. And it knows everything. And through that oneness, you can know everything. Paradox. Some things are not for you to know. So what if you want to know? It's very egoistical also. People, it's like there's something very egoistical in wanting to know too. So if you drop everything, the fastest route to enlightenment is to drop it. Yeah. And there is a a level, when you get into a certain level, there's that level that if you don't drop it, you just become your super ego, and your super ego is not it. Okay, it's just not it. If you want freedom to travel freely, everywhere, find everything you want, attract whatever you want to attract right now, in this time, at the moment, you're out and free, okay? You drop everything. This is, I'm not talking drop your house, this, that, no. You drop that big thing that I want to know, because you don't want to know, you really don't. That's the truth. So, yeah. That's it. I'm done. I have a lot of things to say, you know, but enlightenment in a nutshell, okay, enlightenment is happening now on the planet. It's roaming free, and it's growing, and it has been growing in momentum, and we already arrived momentum, and it already arrived to a critical mass, and okay, we're out, and but we haven't seen nothing of it yet. It's just like, hello, we're here, we made it. That's what's happening today on the planet. Now, in the upcoming videos, okay, I'm going to talk and kind of blow up and zoom into many subjects that I mentioned, because I mentioned so many things I couldn't get into right now, and many other things I have thank you for listening.